Hi everybody, today we're going to do some technical work in Manifold Viewer, which is aimed primarily at Radian Studio. We're going to open a project, File, Open, and let's open this one here. Books read-only listings.map. And what this is the contents of the sample database that's used in Chris Fahey's wonderful book, SQL Visual Quick Start Guide. And it has all the tables here. We just looked at the authors table and the titles table. And it also has all the listings for all the queries that are used in the book in order. Now, this is what the project looked like when we imported it from the MDB originally. All the listings here are read-only. There's also a version of this project that we use in a different viewer video where all these listings are both read and write. But when they were first imported from Chris Fahey's database, they were all imported read-only, which is the way they were stored, I suppose, so that people didn't accidentally change the various listings for all the queries from what the original sample was. Be that as it may, we'd like to make them all read-write. For example, if we try to edit the query here by adding some text and keyboarding, nothing happens. And if we right-click on this listing and choose Properties, we can see why. It has a read-only property that's set to true, so it's read-only. Now, we'd like to change all these at once. What we could do is we could open the Properties dialog, double-click this and change it to false, edit that. But that would be a hassle to do for hundreds of listings. Instead, we're going to exploit a property of Radian technology where everything is a table. And because everything is a table, all attributes, all parameters, all properties of even the tables themselves and the system itself are all exposed in a table somewhere. In this case, it's the MFD meta table for a metadata table. If we scroll down here, we can see that for the various tables that are here, like here's that listing 2 table, that does have a read-only property and the value is true. We can edit this table if we want. We could change all this from true to false. But there again, we don't want to do that for each of hundreds of records. We want to do it in a more automated way. And we could use SQL, but instead we're going to use point-and-click dialogues. We're going to first select all the records that have a read-only property, and then we're going to transform the value of true to false for all of them. So let's start by selecting them all. And we're going to use this template here, text contains, for all properties where, and I'm going to enter this, I'm going to keyboard this now, where the value is read only. And Radian technology will preview what it's going to do next in blue color so that we can see what's going to happen before it does happen. And we like what we see, so we're going to click Replace Selection. Great. We've now selected all records where the property is read-only. Now let's transform the value of that property to true. For that, we're going to use a transform dialog, and the target is going to be value, and we're going to use the copy field, and instead of the value of MFD ID, which is a field, we're going to enter FALSE. We're going to put that within single quotes because it's text literal. And we're going to check this box here called Restricted Selection. Here we see the value of Radian Preview, where that blue coloring says what it's going to do. Had we not checked the box, we would see that the dialog would be getting ready to apply this value of false to all the records. We don't want that. We want it just the restricted, just the selected records. So that looks good. So let's click Update Field, and we're done. If we scroll down again using page down, we can see that all these fields where it used to be value was true is now, all these records where the value of the field used to be true is now false. And when we open these up, for example, here's the listing 0. Let's refresh that by opening it up again. It's now writable. So I can enter a comma and enter a field like city, change the query that way. Let's also add the state. Click the Run button. And great, everything works perfectly. So what we've just done is we've edited the MFD meta table to change the value of a property for hundreds of queries at once. And we could do that with anything here in the project. Now let's do a more GIS example. I'm going to open up a different project, and I'm going to open one called Mexico Meta Example. And what this is a drawing called Mexico, which has been colored using the Style dialog, Edit Style, applying this palette. All that is cool. And what we've done is we've made several copies of that drawing which have different palettes that were applied. If we open the Edit Style dialog for any of these, we'd see that it's using, for that field, a different palette. Our task is to change all these drawings so that they use the same style as the original Mexico drawing. And here again we could use a variety of methods. There are some kind of point-and-click typical GUI methods that we could use, as we would with any GIS, to change the style. But what we'd really like to do is we'd like to use the power of this concept where everything is a table to use automated means to change attributes or properties or characteristics of very many tables, very many drawings all at once. And here, as before, in the previous example that we did, everything is exposed to the property, and here's the property for this particular Mexico table. This is the value that we like to apply to all of them. We're going to do that. I'm going to select. I'm going to click into it. I'm going to Control A and then Control C. So I've just now copied that. And where is this located? This is all kept here in the MFD meta table again. If we take a look at this value of the field here and we hover the mouse over it, we see that it's that the style property for the background color is expressed as a JSON string. Radian likes to use transparent standards like JSON so that anybody can work with it. If you know how to get to a field on the table, you can do pretty much whatever you want to do in the system. And our task now is to select all these different color back for all the other various records and to change them all to being the one that we just copied. Okay, so once again we're going to select, use the select dialog to select all records where the property contains style, S-T-Y-L-E-C-O-L-O-R, style color. And you can see it starting to preview. As soon as it can make sense of it, it'll show us everything that matches that pattern. Style color back. There we go. Those are the fields that we want. So we'll click Replace Selection. We've now selected them. Now let's change the value of the value field. Edit, Transform. And our target is the value field. And we're going to use Copy. And since this is a pretty big string that we want to put in there, we're going to use the expression pane here, which allows us to more conveniently enter very long string values. And I'm going to put in the two single quotes that we want to bracket the string value, and then click Control V to paste that whole thing. Click Update. Oops. And here's an example or preview. I saved this before I clicked Update field. I noted I don't want to apply it to all the records. I just want to apply it to this selection. So I'll click the Restricted Selection box. Click Update Field, and we're done. When I close the MFD meta record, we now see that here's the original table, Mexico table, and that all the different copies of the table now have exactly the same style properties for that area background fill color. I want to emphasize this. This may seem like kind of a dry technical technique, and that it is, but it illustrates the power of what you can do when everything is a table and when absolutely all parts of the system and all information about the various components, the various drawings, the various tables themselves are all exposed within system tables. You can get at them with SQL, you can get at them with point-and-click dialogues as we've used, or you can get at them with scripts using whatever your favorite scripting language is. And that opens the door to providing a very wide range of automated tools and for doing customizations that can, seemingly magically transform hundreds of records or hundreds of tables or queries or whatever all at once at the same time. In fact, what we didn't look at before, but is also pretty cool, is that even the query text that was in those various listings is fully exposed as the contents of a field in a table somewhere, in particular the MFD meta table. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for watching, and goodbye from Radian Land. Well, that was fun. If you want to see more, visit us at www.manifold.net. As always, Manifold delivers the world's most advanced, highest quality spatial products for GIS and DBMS at a low price that you can afford. Once again, that's manifold.net. See you soon.